It was early a Saturday morning, and we had just been out the night before. Adam was playing piano at the temple, and we had a great time, and we dropped him off. And then the next morning, the hospital called and said, "Your son has had a brain bleed." And I was like, "What do you mean? What does that mean?" And so we went down there, and he was hooked up to a bunch of machines and all that. And I didn't know. I thought, well, he'll be just fine. And then they operated on him, and I thought he'll just be fine, but that wasn't the case. It was affecting everyone in the family. We had to get a caregiver to take care of him. His dad and I and his brother had to figure out how to move on and move forward and help him the best we could. When we first came to Jodi House, it felt like we were coming home, and it was a home, but everybody was so warm and friendly, and there were people like Adam that had brain injuries, and they were so happy to see him, and we then were able to figure out what kind of help he needed. So it's been several years, 12 years, that Adam has been involved with Jodi House, and I've seen over the time his willingness to be part of this group and part of sharing his struggles with people. This is the only place, Jodi House, where he can do that, and people really get him and understand what he has to deal with day to day. And it's made him come out of this shell, because it can be isolating having a brain injury or some kind of traumatic injury that these participants have. And it's given him more confidence in his day-to-day life. So I'm really grateful for that. One of the things that Adam has shared with me about Jodi House, which has been so helpful for him, is it gives him a schedule. He, 5 days a week, joins the Zoom classes or comes here, or we do Spanish, but it gives him a schedule because he's not able to work. He looks forward to this every day and plans his whole days around these classes that he takes through Jodi House. And that's been invaluable. I don't know how we would have gotten through all these years without something like that for him to look forward to every day. And I think that's one of the best things. And he says, "These are my peeps, and I feel so comfortable with these people, and they get me." One of the things about these brain injuries is that you just don't know how long it's going to take to recover, what kind of recovery you're going to get. And I see how the brain does repair itself in a lot of ways, but you have to have the right places to go and be, like Jodi House, to further it along and to understand how this works, because these brain injuries are a mystery. I feel like that the brain does want to heal itself, and we can do that, and we just never can give up, as caregivers or as participants, because there's always going to be improvement if you keep at it.